Hey everyone, it is M4J here, not Majeffries anymore. There is a rebranding going on at the moment. This is still the Majeffries network, but the channel name will be changing. It's kind of something that's been requested to me for quite a while now. Make a channel name something people can remember, is what I keep getting told by various people in and around my family. So, that's what's going to happen. New logos will be coming up, the channel name itself will be changing, and various other little bits and pieces will be happening. But we're not going to focus on that right now. We'll focus on that some other time. Today we've got some building to do. But I would thought I'd start off by saying that the name will change, just so there's no confusion. People wondering, you know, why is your name suddenly different? Yeah, that's why. Essentially, I think I explained that. People is the reason. Just people. Anyway, as if that wasn't a strange enough start to today's episode, we're now going to do a little bit of a shout out. So, my episode on Wednesday, I nearly said Friday then, on Wednesday, I introduced taxis to the city. And Lieutenant Joker commented on that video saying about using conditional orders. Now, I've been playing this game for a very long time, and I have to be honest with you guys, I didn't know what conditional orders were. So, I said I didn't know what conditional orders were. I might need some help with it. Not really expecting, you know, an immediate response or anything like that. But, very kindly, and we all owe him a huge thanks for this, Lieutenant Joker made a special video on his channel, which I will link in the description for this video, where he explains what conditional routing and conditional orders are. And after watching that video, first of all, we'll be implementing that with taxis in and around the city, which is awesome news. The city, by the way, looks awesome now. I was trying to think the other day what one of the reasons I wasn't liking it was, and I think it's because it's all built on the same level. So I might put some bits like over here, Membourne and Woodside, I might build them on hills. Vary it a bit more, but I like what we've got going on down here. That's pretty cool. But yeah, Lieutenant Joker has basically taught me how to put conditional orders into my routing, so that is fantastic. And once again, as I say, I've been playing this game for a long time, and again I've learned something new in the game. So huge thank you to Lieutenant Joker for that. And with that comes an idea, which you can see me building on screen right now. This is live audio, by the way. Look, up, down, left, right. I hope I sync that up right in post, otherwise it'll look really stupid. But yeah, the new idea. This is an idea from, bear with whilst I get my phone. I believe it was South London Railway Photography, but I will check just to make sure. Yes, South London Railway Photography. Maybe it would be a good idea to have a small mainline branch to the Docklands similar to the one in Dublin. So I replied saying, I like that idea, perhaps a branch from GSG or from the west side of the loop. To which South London Railway Photography replied, GSG would be interesting. So, with that in mind, and I'm hating myself for coming up with this idea, I'm going to somehow try and link this line that we've just started building here to these platforms over here at GSG. Now I'm tempted to do it with like a single track kind of setup. So I'll show you what I mean. We'll have a little bridge go across like that, and then it will come like that into a single track, and then we'll join up. Again, let's change this slightly. In fact, it would make more sense if it went this way. So it does mean lifting up some land here, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. It means we've got more room for houses and stuff. Like that. And like that. Again, I'm just thinking how to do this. Let's see. If I... like that, I would say. And then this will come across like this, slide across like that, which actually means I can lift up this side a little bit more and push this side down. going to be a little bit troublesome. There we go. And then we can have a bridge that go... No, we can't. Try that again. We can have a bridge that goes across like this. And then connects up like that. Right. And then we connect that to there. This will connect to here. This will connect to here. Now, the idea from South London Photography was for a small branch that would terminate down here at Docklands. And to be honest, we could do that. But, and this is a big but, I was looking earlier on, well, basically when I was planning out this episode, trying to think what the heck am I going to do today. Because I'm not saying I'm running out of ideas per se, but sometimes it is quite difficult to come up with ideas on the fly when you know that you've got an episode to record. But I did realise that we actually have a DMU service that currently runs down here to Bartholomew. Wouldn't it be awesome if we could utilise some of these conditional orders on the rail routes as well? So with that in mind, I can't find a single one of them right now. Where are all the DM... Did I send them to the depot? I might have sent them all to the depot. Thinking about it. Are they all in the depot? Oh no. They're all just in weird and wonderful locations. Loading, loading. Okay. So we'll come back to that in a second. But the idea is using the conditional orders to have the same route that terminates at Bartholomew occasionally, not all the time, but occasionally run down this way instead. Into Docklands, which I think is a really cool idea. And hopefully, fingers crossed, you guys agree with me too. So I'm going to do some reworking around here in order to make this look a little bit nicer. Now at this point I kind of want... Hatfield Town would be a really cool place to have a station as well. Or at least a station serving Hatfield Town, but I might have it linked up with this dock here, which is Pier 12, which you might have seen me put in on Friday's episode. I went through and built this whole area, Docklands, Hatfield, Keeping Corner, West Bank, you know, all these ones here, Riverside, Lafayette. Lafayette I feel should be bigger than this, and hopefully it expands. But actually this branch line is going to come down this way, through West Bank, through Riverside. It's going to terminate here in Lafayette. So we're going to prep the site for that. Just thinking, can I build buffer stops on this slope? My guess is no. Yeah. Yeah, no. Oh god. My brain is a bit here, there and everywhere today. I don't even know why. I don't even know why. It's not like I've done anything that's considered strenuous either. So I just don't know. My head is a mess. Must be the fact that I haven't actually recorded a video for well over a week. I did say, maybe in last week's episodes, that I was recording episodes in advance. So that if there was any reason why I couldn't record an episode, I wouldn't fall behind. And I wouldn't say nothing important has come up, but as you all know, my uni year's just finished, which does mean that I have more time to make videos, but at the same time, I felt like I had a bit of a burnout, sort of working solidly for the last few weeks of uni, trying to get stuff done and finished, and it actually took more out of me than I gave it credit for. So I took a little bit of time off. Hopefully you guys are okay with that. Normally you're very understanding when it comes to things like that, so I do appreciate that. But yeah, so I haven't actually recorded a video in over a week, which means my brain is a bit... Well, the brain still works, it's the mouth that's a bit troublesome. Not quite thinking what to say when it needs to say something. I'm sure everyone suffers from that though. But anyway, let's talk about this branch line, shall we? Yeah, that sounds like a good idea. So this branch line is... Actually, yeah, I'm going to run that road through there, thinking about it. This branch line is going to operate on the 90-10 rule. And if you don't know what that is, it's because I've just made it up. Basically, the conditional order I plan on using is you can have your orders so that every percentile, it will do something different. I'll explain a little bit more about that in a second. Bear in mind, this is the first time. This isn't just the first time I will use this on screen. This will be the first time I've used it ever. So I might get a little bit... I don't want to say confused, because I don't think... Can you get confused with things you've never actually used before? I'm not sure you can. But it might take me a little while just to get my head around it. So, as I say, bear with me on things like that. I'm just wondering, should I build this on an embankment? Actually, you know what I want to do? I want to do that. And put this out in the water a little bit more. Which could end up being a really dumb decision. But, for this at least, it means we can get some buildings in alongside this road, which I think would be quite nice. Also, I'm not really sure why I'm building this as a double track. Maybe we'll have a little shuttle that runs between GSG and Lafayette as well. That's not a bad idea. Okay, it does mean that the lake's going to be intruded upon a little bit more. Or does it? Actually, it might not, thinking about it. Maybe in this side a little bit, just while I squeeze in. That's not far enough. There we go. Oh, it's too far now. There we go. And then we'll just level all of this off again. We'll probably put this bit up actually. And along like that, and then along like that. Why not? Okay, so yeah, a little shuttle between GSG and Lafayette as well to complement the other services that we're going to have running through here. Man, you can always tell when it's been a while since I recorded a video, can't you? I try to hide it, but it becomes very obvious very quickly. Actually, do you know what? Just looking at this. Well, that sucked. I nearly swore then. Oh man, it's been a long time. Anyway. Stop being an idiot, Mark. Start doing your job properly. Okay. That and that. Trying to think of things to talk about as well. There's a lot going on as well, so I don't know why I can't think of things to talk about. I'll tell you one thing I'll talk about. And this is a shameless plug, so forgive me for this. But as you all know, I'm a big football fan. I talk about it a lot in various different videos, including my own Football Manager series. I have started a new website with a group of friends. Anyone remembers Sparky from my FM series? Himself and a guy in America, we have started a football blogging website type thing called Inform Football. I might start including links to it down in my descriptions actually, so you can go check it out. It is mostly just blogs at the moment. We do have a Twitter account as well, and we do also have a YouTube channel, but there's nothing on there at the moment. But there will be in the very near future. So if you like my stuff and you also like football, I strongly urge you to go check that out. But whoops, it does mean that my summer is now pretty much going to be what I wanted it to be. I was looking for projects to work on during the summer, and there are things like this, obviously, my video making. There's no football tournaments or anything like that for the first time in what seems like ages. There's no football tournaments during a summer. That can't be true, but it feels like it. But it does mean that I now have something awesome to do there. You guys can go check it out, which I would really appreciate. And yeah, there'll be some really cool stuff going up on that site. We've already got some good ideas, so it's just about getting them all done and down now. Right, I have built this link. I'm going to pop a pathfinding signal there. And the rest of this, I would say I'm going to leave blank. I do kind of want to... I can't. That's annoying. I also don't need that. I don't really know why I did that. It means I can lower that back down. Right, shall we try using conditional routing and see how well it works? So the first thing to do is to grab the DMUs, which, let's do it this way. Grab U. I'm going to need a lot more for this as well. So it says P to B. We're going to change the name a little bit, or L. Actually, that's a stupid way of doing it. There we go. Okay, so we're going to pin the train there. Now this is where it starts to get a little bit complicated. So, pin the orders there. So we want it to go into Bartholomew and then back out to Plintbridge Parkway. Yeah, there. And then once it reaches Plintbridge Parkway, we want it to go down here to GSG twice. And then we want it to go to Docklands twice. Oh, sorry, Pier 39 twice. And then Pier 12 twice. And then Hatfield Town East. Not sure I like that name. Come back to that. West Bank Central. I think we just call that West Bank, to be honest. Riverside North. Again, we can just call that Riverside. And then Lafayette, which is just going to be called... Actually, Lafayette Lakeside. We're going to call that. This is just going to be Riverside. This is just going to be West Bank. And this is going to be Hatfield Town South, I think. Makes sense, it's to the south of Hatfield Town, so makes a lot of sense. Right, so that's the easy bit. And then it goes back to GSG, and then it goes... Actually, that's the bit I've messed up a little bit, hang on. So after GSG it goes back to Plintbridge Parkway, and here it also goes to Plintbridge Parkway. Actually no, that one I don't need to worry about. But here I need to insert a conditional order jump to wait, I haven't done this right. Scrap that. Here I need to insert a conditional order jump to, where are we? God City St George. So order 24. Here I do need to set another one actually. A conditional order jump to Plintbridge North. Right, so this is now no longer 25. Let's delete that one. Conditional order jump to GSG. Right. Percent of times. This is where it gets interesting. So we're going to do 10. And then this one is jump to order 39, which is Plintbridge North. Yeah. And this is going to be 100% of the time. Okay, so once it gets to Plintbridge Parkway, 9 times out of 10 it's going to go to Runthingwell. So it's going to carry on down this way, and it's going to go to Runfingwell. However, 10% of the time, so 1 out of 10 times, it's going to continue down this line and head to GSG and then down the new branch. That's how this is set up right now. I think that's going to be pretty damn good. Now I need to set these signals up. If entry direction is from the back, then if next order is Pier 39, then allow. Just check that that hasn't copied. Nope, it hasn't. Good. Right. And it hasn't here either. Cool. Now things are going to get a bit messy. Actually, that was... Which one did I do it with? That one. Ah, that wasn't smart. I need to do it with this one. So I need to remove that. Copy from this one. And then this one needs to remove all of that. Okay. And then here, this one. Start with the deny. If entry direction is from the back, then if last visited station is here, then allow. Alright. Pin these. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Do that. There we are. Right, now we need to come back down. I just want to check this definitely has crossing points, doesn't it? I think there's one there and there's one there. So it should be able to get back onto this line okay. And then, well, down here obviously. Max speed and all of that. I might change whether it's max speed or not actually. I might change it to something else. Just so we actually make that work. Okay, so this was if last visited station is Runfingwell. This one is, remove that, we'll copy from here. But if last station is GSG, then if, oh, hang on, let's go to that. If next order is this, I suppose, then allow. Yeah, I'm not sure if I like whether it's next order or not. Maybe max speed. Oh, there we go, train group. That must be new. That must be new. This one, I suppose. Then allow. Alright, sweet. Okay, so this is the next stop is Runfingwell. This one is going to be remove, copy from this. Next order is GSG. Then allow. If train group is... Just realised it's not including the umbrella groups, it's only including the individual groups. So maybe that's not the best option either. That's going to be a difficult one. I'll do it for now. I can change it later. Then allow. Alright, now I need to check this. So, comes down normally to Plintbridge Parkway. Now actually, I feel like that needs to go up one. And then order number 25 should be this again. Reason being, if it comes down here, it might not know which is the next stop is because of the conditional order, so it might not put it into the right platform. Whereas if I definitely put the next order in after, so in this case GSG, it knows that GSG is the next station, therefore go into the center platform. Or if Runfingwell is the next station, then go into the outside platform. That should work. Now I did ask Lieutenant Joker what this meant with timetabling, and he did say it's probably not a good idea to try timetabling with this, but I think, because I'm not randomizing the orders like I would with the taxis, which I might do in Wednesday's episode, thinking about it. I was considering doing it today, but to be honest, this in itself could take up an entire episode trying to get this to work. But for this, because it's an either-or system, I'm going to try the timetabling just to see if it works or not. So let's... First of all of these need to be changed to 250. Apart from this one, which is going to be 1750 again. Punfingford here is going to be 750. Bartholomew, wherever that's gone. Is it called Bartholomew Square now? I think I did that. I think I changed it to Bartholomew Square. Off camera. So that's going to be 750, and Lafayette Lakeside is also going to be 750. Some of this stuff... Okay, yeah, that's no travel, because it jumps straight to Order 40, which is Plintbridge Parkway to Plintbridge North, which is a 30-mile-an-hour speed limit. Okay, and then here from Plintbridge Parkway to GSG is also going to be, let's say 45. Actually, do we not have... No, I don't think we do. I feel like we need to have a waypoint here. Or maybe before the junction, thinking about it. That's probably smarter. Again, thinking about it. So let's put a signal box looking doohickey somewhere up here. Like that. Right. Bring this back over here. Now, before this GSG, we're going to go to here. And then after this GSG, we're also going to go here. So this one is changing still, which is good. This now says order 27, which is wrong. This needs to be 25. So we need to change that. Conditional order jump to 24. No, 5. It is going to be 5. Oh, that's annoying. How do you change it once it's... I don't know, do I just do this again? Conditional order jump to 25. No. Ah, but hang on, if I now get rid of this one, that now jumps to 25. There we go. Yeah, and then this is going to be percent of times 10. So I think a 9:1 ratio is probably best for this, so that this is actually, principally, this is the Bartholomew route. Once in every 10, I might change it to once in every 5 actually. Maybe I should do that. Change it to 20% of the time. 1 in every 5 of these trains continues down this way instead, down to Lafayette. Now, Lieutenant Joker does explain this in his video, but this does mean, essentially, that there's not necessarily a randomness to the way that the order works. It will be, the first time, it will jump down to Lafayette, and then the next 4 times, it will go to Bartholomew instead. There isn't really a way of changing that, per se. I do realise I've also got this wrong now as well. So let's see, I want it to go to 41. So if I do 42, and then, oh, hang on, delete that. There we go, 42, which is still wrong. I need to go 1 to 40, which changes it to 42. Delete this. Plymouth Bridge Parkway is now 41. Oh wait, I think I had it right actually. Oh, damn it. Right, hang on. As I say, I've never used this on camera before, which is why I'm messing it up. So if I get rid of this one, the one above it should jump to 42. No, it's this one I need to get rid of. 41, which is... No! Oh, I had it right. Right. Select that. So I've got two 42s. I need to go to 42, so I think I've got it wrong again. I'm really sorry guys, as I say. First time using this. Right, select Plymouth Bridge North. That now says 43. If I get rid of this one, it should go to 42. Which is Plymouth Bridge North. There we go. Which is 100% of the time. Now please tell me that this one remains the same. 25, which is this Plymouth Bridge Parkway. Perfect. Okay. I'm not touching that again. That is damn annoying. Right, so that's 30. This one here is 45. But then once we hit the waypoint here, it's going to go down to 15 to navigate the station's road at GSG. Leaving GSG, it's going to be probably 15 again, actually, looking at it. Pier 39, yeah, 25, between 39 and 12, because it's just over this bridge. Pier 12 in Hatfield Town South, I think it's pretty much going to be 25. Somewhere between 20 and 25 all the way down here now. As it's pretty much a straight line. Hatfield Town South, across here, that's going to be 25. West Bank is going to be 20 because of that little chicane at the end, and then Riverside to Lafayette is going to be 15. So leaving Lafayette, it's going to be 15. Then it's going to be 20, and then 25, 20, 25, 15. So 25, 20, 25, 15. And then leaving GSG is also going to be 15. After the waypoint, it's going to be 45. And then that's 30, and then that's 50. Awesome. Now this should timetable. It should timetable. There's no guarantees that it will, but it should. How far is this from the end of its journey? Actually, a lot further than it thought. Oh, this is a new sort of area. This is going to be for the high-speed trains leaving GSG, heading up the northeast. This is going to be their depot area here. I don't think this is going to be the completed version of it, to be honest. This isn't my favourite layout at all. The river doesn't help, so I might renegotiate the river slightly. Every time I look at this track, it's either shorter than I remember or it's longer than I remember. Either way, not a fan. Again, there's something about this map where I do think, is this really what I wanted it to be? That's not what I wanted to do. Right, unsafe. But I think I'm always going to get that with these maps. It's just something that I do a lot of. And then suddenly it'll click and I'll be a huge fan of it again. Right, train group is that one. Then allow. And these other two are going to both be denies. Why have I done that? That's so stupid. Right, and then this is all going to be, remove that. And then you're going to copy from that one. Okay, so that should control the flow of trains a bit better. This is set to autofill. We're going to unpause the game. That's the next thing. How are we doing for time? Half an hour. I will show you what I'll do with the taxis then, because this is actually something that I'm going to use. Now I know that this is a thing, I'm going to use it a lot more, because there are times, I remember especially on the last map, I was complaining that there were times where I wanted some trains to not run as far as others. So like, let's think of a good example. Okay, so the line here coming out of GSJ, let's say sometimes, go all the way down to, let's see, no, let's go back a little bit actually, let's go back a little bit. Let's say, where is it gone? This station here. So, Reningbury. Let's say for every train that stops at Reningbury, on the local services, 9 times out of 10 it will continue, but that 1 time out of 10 it will terminate here and head back towards GSJ. I can now do that. I don't have to set up a whole new train with a whole new timetable to actually do that. I can set up the conditional orders. I think that's really, really cool that that's now an option. Well, it's always been an option, I just never knew it existed. But I like the fact that I can now do that. I think that is really, really cool. You could tell that the... Why are you going so slow? Here. Are you full? No. Okay, why is this a thing? I've messed up somewhere, haven't I? Yeah. Here. Right, hang on. So what are you? You are Parfin Bridge to this one. Something's definitely wrong here. Where's the depot? That's what's gone wrong. There's no depot anymore. Did I just not add the depot in? I might have changed something, thinking about it. Alright, that's problem solved. So, this is no maximum speed apparently. No, I don't like that. We need a maximum speed. So this maximum speed is going to be 35. Through here, this one here, 35. This one here, 35. Autofill. That should fix that problem, I think. Let's skip this. Whoops. Alright, that's gonna be a pain. Should get around that though. Where is it? Oh, this one's on the loop. So it should come off the loop, I hope. Here, go into the freight terminal, turn around, and then start heading back again. Fingers crossed. Taxis. That's what I was gonna do. Taxis, taxis, taxis. Alright, let's open up the taxi group again. Because we've got a lot of stuff here that we want to change. So we're going to pin this one up in this corner. Alrighty. So apparently if you do that... Stop... oh no, I didn't want to do that. Hang on. Yeah, I do want to do this now though. End of orders. Delete. Down to taxis. 125 should still have its orders. Yep. So you go to that. Shared orders. Right. So now if I start getting rid of this. Awesome. Okay. So we're going to go a little bit mental with this again. We're going to keep this as well for future reference. So at the moment all orders are empty on the taxis, which is a good thing. So let's start where we always start, at the road vehicles. This needs redoing as well, by the way. This is awful. In fact, I might do... this. Not with them. With bus stop ones. Like that. And also like that. Just to help with some congestion, shall we say. Vehicles can just go in there and turn around instead of having to use all of this ugliness. What was I doing? Oh yeah, taxis. Right, so we're going to start here. That's always going to happen. Oh, hang on. It would help if I assigned these properly, wouldn't it? Right, try that again. There. St. Michael Road Depot. Then from St. Michael Road Depot, I think we should hop up onto Let's Be Avenue. I still love that. I still love that name. Huge kudos. We'll go through the actual stop of Let's Be Avenue, which I think could do with a rejig as well, actually. Thinking about it. Do I want to do that now? I feel like it has to be done now, but then I mean, it's not 100% crucial. But Victoria Central we're going to start with. And then, I don't know, Bankside, down here, over here, Victoria Overground, over here. Lafayette needs some buildings now as well. Let's put a bus stop in there. Put one there. I figure now that these should only be one tile long, really. Maybe the tram ones can be 2 tiles long just to indicate they're tram stops, but I think these ones, 2's a bit of overkill. 1's plenty enough, so I'm just going to do 1s. Right, so Lafayette, Lafayette Lakeside, Riverside, and then we'll come back over to St. Peter, here, there, and there, let's say. And then maybe this one here, this one here, and then St. Michael. So let's say that that is our orders, and then back to the depot for the service. So this is always going to be the last order on the list. This is always going to be no loading. And then this is always going to be the first order on the list. This is going to be no loading, no unloading. Okay, but then head of Victoria Central, we're going to have a conditional order jump to Riverside, let's say. And then after here, we're going to have a conditional order jump to I don't know why I'm scanning the map. I can do it on here. Cuttington Place, let's say. And then ahead of here, we're going to have a conditional order jump to Victoria High Street. Okay, and I think we'll have a gap, maybe there. And then we'll have a conditional order jump to St. Peter Holt. Now let's see, the first one it jumps to is 14. So after 14, we should have a conditional order jump back up to Victoria Central, which is order number 3. 16 I saw was another one. Or it's 17 now. So here we should have a conditional order jump Bankside. I could just select it, can't I? What am I doing? And then 19 was another one. So conditional order to let's go to Lafayette. And then here, conditional order jump to GSMA. And then above this one, we'll have a conditional order jump to Cuttington Place, let's say. And I think in here we should have a conditional order jump straight down to GSMI. Okay, and then percentage wise, I think just for now 50-50. I think that works out quite well. Whoops. No, that has to be percent of times. I wish that was the default, to be honest. That would make life a little bit easier. Percent of times 50. Percent of times 50. Percent of times. Now this one's going to be harder to timetable, but I'll give it a go. Because it might still, if it's a straightforward 50-50 and there are always orders, it might still be able to register how long each journey takes. I don't know. Even if it doesn't work and we end up with vehicles sat at the stop for ages, is that really a bad thing with a taxi? Considering taxis wait at taxi ranks quite a lot. It does happen. So it just adds to the realism, really. Percent of times 50. And then here, percent of times 50. As I say, 50 is nice and easy, which is why I've done it like that. That should work out quite nicely. Change all this to 75, I think. Apart from this one, which is going to be let's see, 450. Try and keep these taxis moving as much as possible. Speed limit on all of these is going to be 30. and it's going to be set to autofill. Okay, so that's going to be taxi route 1, which is going to be the first 1, 2, 3. How many taxis have we got in this? 35. So the first 7. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. These 7 are going to be part of taxi route 2. Okay, and we start with vehicle number 131. So let's see, 132, 133, 134, 5, 6, and we'll just put 7 here for now. Close that. So this is going to be down to the bottom, stop sharing. And then we're going to get rid of, I don't know why I'm doing it like this. Right, that shouldn't have affected this one. Nope, good. Right, and then this one, stop sharing, delete, go to, and you're going to copy all orders from that one. Same with 133. You're going to copy orders from this one. Same with 134. Same with 135. I realise this isn't the most exciting thing in the world, but actually I think this new part of the game, it opens up so many options. As I say, it means now I can vary routes on the same timetable, which for me is a huge deal. I did feel like that was one thing that was limiting me slightly. As you know, I do a lot of research for these series, and I'm starting to research scheduling to try and create realistic looking schedules for these trains. And I've always found it really interesting in doing that. Let's quickly move 131 into route 2 and add shared vehicles. There we go. I've always found it interesting researching schedules because there's a lot of variety. Like for me, I live on the East Coast Main Line, so for me that is the one, my go-to when I'm looking for these different things. And I learned lots, like some trains that are meant to go to Cambridge, let's say. 2 an hour I think go to Cambridge that are semi-fast. One of which of those extends to King's Lynn. So basically it's 1 an hour to King's Lynn via Cambridge, but it's an extension of the Cambridge service. So on this map, for example, we can have a train, well, like I said, the train's coming out of GSJ. Imagine that station, was it Reningbury? I think it was. Imagine that station is I should probably be doing stuff whilst I'm talking. Imagine that station is Cambridge. 1 an hour would continue on to the rest of the journey, whereas the other one would turn back. That's kind of what I want to replicate. So I think that's a really cool thing. I'm doing that thing where I'm trying to build and talk. It's not really working for me. Yeah, I think that's a really cool thing. I like that a lot. Now with this, I don't feel as bad sort of putting consecutive orders in either, because you vary it all up afterwards anyway, so you don't really miss out much. Any of you who want inspiration and are watching my videos, I strongly suggest you go check out Lieutenant Joker as well, because there's a lot of stuff that he does that I would never think of doing, but actually really does improve the network considerably. I shut that window. That was a stupid thing to do. Things like when he builds his rail links, he actually does the bus links at the same time, which is something that I always forget to do. The way he does his timetabling as well is very interesting. You could definitely tell he's more experienced with the game than I am, which is a good thing. It's a good thing. It means you get some really good quality stuff going in. But the way he varied his timetable as well is something that it doesn't work for timetabling, I don't think. Sorry, the way he varied his schedule, not his timetabling. The way he varied his schedule, I think, was very good. But it probably would make it quite difficult to timetable, which is why I'm perhaps a little reluctant. I'm going to put those 5 in a row because we're going to shake it all up anyway. Let's do that. We'll do that, and then we'll come back down this way. Let's go there. Let's go there. Let's go here, and let's go here and here. And we'll say that's that one. So this is going to be service. This is always going to be no loading. This one's a lot more extensive than the first one, so I hope this works still. So I'm going to start off here. I'm going to do a conditional order jump to West Bank. Here we're going to do a conditional order jump to St. Michael West. Here we're going to do a conditional order jump to Hatfield Town South. And here we're going to do a conditional order jump to Cuttington Place. Now the rest of these, let's see, here we'll cut back up to the top. Now the other thing that's interesting about this is you can put conditional orders above conditional orders. So I can do this and have it go here, and then this one I can have go to, let's say there. This one I can have go to here, should we say. This one I can go to there, and this one, let's see, that's order 2, so let's go to there. And that shakes it up a little bit more as well. That increases the variety. Now of course this is making timetabling almost impossible, but I will still attempt it just in case, because you never know, it might still work. It does also make sense when you're doing this to put in as many of these as possible when you've got loads of orders right next to each other, which is kind of the point I was making earlier. See, that will be a stupid one to do. 50% of the time it jumps to keeping in corner, the other 50% of the time it jumps to keeping in corner. That does work if I then don't put anything under this keeping in corner, which actually I might well do if I put this above there. So let's see, keeping in corner, it jumps to order 39 instead, which is this one. So yeah, that dictates whether it's going to do the whole order or not, or whether it's just going to cut to the end and go back to the depot. So that's actually quite a clever one to do. Let's do 20. Now we've got 2 orders, 27 and 27 here as well, so that's shaking it up a little bit too. There I might do a gap. Then we'll have it jump back up to St. Michael North. Now this is really messed up, this order list. To the point where I might have messed it up a little too much. Which is never a good thing, but I don't know. As I say, I'm experimenting. So there's always a chance that I've done too much or too little. What can you do? The key, I think, with these ones is link the bottom to the top and the top to the bottom. If that makes any sense. The other cool thing about this is because it's on a road and there's no set limits necessarily as to where you can drive on the roads, you don't have to worry too much about where you're setting these orders to. So I can literally go, I don't know, this one to Pier 7, let's say. But this is a congealed mess right now, this schedule. Plus I've still got to go through and change them all to percentages, which is going to be an absolute pain in the backside. So this keeping in corner, it's going to either go to this one, as we know, or just to mess with this schedule slightly, it's going to go up to this one, and it's going to do the orders all over again. And then I'm not going to put one at the bottom, as we know. Right, now I have to change this. So the key thing now is every 7, so there's going to be 5 taxi routes. Every 7th, or every 8th one technically, is going to be, that's not what I wanted, percentage of time, is going to be a different route. Some of them are going to overlap, but I think 7 taxis per one of these is plenty. I don't think we're going to need any more than that. Especially with all this randomness going on. And again, right now I'm just putting 50. In the future you could put huge numbers in between them, or tiny numbers in between them. So you could do 90% of the time it comes this way, or 1% of the time it comes this way. So like this one, I might do 25% of the time it jumps to order 50, which is right the way down here. And then up here, percent of times, I don't know, 10% of times it's going to go to 38. We'll shake it up a little bit more. So here we'll do 30%. No, not 3 platforms. This isn't a train. I think that's quite cool as well, though. Only if there's 3 platforms will it go to that station. I think that's a very interesting way of organising it. So let's say here we'll do 25%, and the one below it will do 75%. Those don't matter too much, because they don't add up, of course. But I think for this, just for my own little personal goal, I will have these pairs add up to 100. So say percent of times, we'll do this as 15. Let's shake it up a bit. 18% of the time. Oh, that's cruel. Trying to work that out. That means it then has to start doing. So at the moment you can say it's like 1 in 10. If you do 5%, that'll be 5 out of 10, which is technically 1 in 2. But once you start getting into things like 18% and 82%, you can't do it 1.8 out of 10 times, can you? So then they have to start putting it into figures. So it literally will be every 18 out of 100 times it will jump to order 10. The other 82 times it will jump to order 18. So that's going to be a really good way. Did not mean to press that button. That's going to be a really good way of varying how this goes. So let's do 73 and 27. Wrong button again. That's the one complaint I do still have about this game, and it goes back to OpenTTD, not OpenTTD, it goes back to TTD, basically, Transport Tycoon Deluxe. The mouse, like, you never quite know where the click is. It tends to be the tip of the cursor, but on this it's sort of more in the middle. It always makes me press the wrong thing. I always end up clicking the thing above what I actually want, or below it. So again, for the sake of this, skip. There we go, back to the top. That's an OCD thing, even though I don't actually have. There it is again, OCD. Did I just delete? No. You don't want to set something to 0%. That's extremely pointless. 78%. Press the wrong goddamn button again. Now that's cool, like 50-50 it runs twice and it will do each one differently each time. But if you do something like 46 times, then it has to run at least 50 in order to be able to do the 46. Because then it will do it 23 out of 50 times, and that's 46%. See, fractions and percentages I was quite good at when I was at school. It's the other stuff that I sucked at. Now I do hope that this does somehow, very long-winded way maybe, but it will get back to the garage somehow. That is the thing, as Lieutenant Joker said, it does complete the 100%. It always completes the 100%. Let's not do that. Just do another 50. So it will always run it the number of times it needs to in order to complete the full allocation. So there we go. Let's say that's done. All of these will be 75 apart from the top one, which was, what was it? 450. That's the one. 450. There we go. And then all the speed limits are 30. Alright, let's try autofilling that and actually find out what happens. Whilst I'm doing this, let's go back up here because I need to clone this train a few more times. Two, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That should be enough. Yeah, we'll just release them for now. Alright, so off camera I'm going to go and fulfill the rest of this stuff. I did just think of something else actually. Coming out of the garage, speed limit should be 10. Well, let's do 5. That will really mess with it. 5 miles an hour coming out of the garage. Health and safety. Gotta be safe, people. There we go. So that's completely mullered that. That's not a bad thing. Alright then, how long's this video? An hour. There we go. At 37 minutes I was thinking of ending the video. Decided to keep it going for a little bit longer, and now here we are at an hour. What can you do? I'm really not happy with the way these vehicles are running their orders. Something here is not right. These should not all be bunched up like this. Actually, they probably are bunched up like this because I released them all in one go. That actually makes a lot of sense. Anyway, as I keep trying to end the video, I'm actually going to end it properly now. So I'm going to supervise all of this, and I'm also going to randomize the rest of the taxi journey. I do also need to shorten these trains actually. That's an important thing. So local, all of these need to go to depot. Right, so I'm going to end the video here guys, so thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to leave a like if you enjoyed the video, and of course if you're enjoying the series. Drop some comments down below with ideas for future episodes. If you haven't already subscribed to the channel, be sure to hit the subscribe button. If you have already subscribed to the channel, thank you guys for your continued support. Enjoy the new end card. That's going to be something new, which should be starting right about now. And until next time, I will see you soon.